सान्द्रानन्दावबोधात्मकमनुपमितं कालदेशावधिभ्या निर्मुक्तं नित्यमुक्तं निगमशतसहस्रेण निर्भास्यमानम् अस्पष्टं दृष्टमात्रे पुनः उरुपुरुषार्थात्मकं ब्रह्मतत्त्वं तत्तावत् भाति साक्षात् गुरुपवनपुरे हन्त भाग्यं जनानाम् अग्रे पश्यामि तेजो निबिडतरकला यावली लोभनीयं पीयूषाप्लावितोऽहं तदुतरे दिव्यकैशोरवेशं तारुण्यारम्भरम्यं परमसुखरसास्वाद रोमाञ्चिताङ्गैः आवीतं नारदाद्यैः विलसदुपनिषत् सुन्दरी मण्डलैश्च
Gurupavanapure Hantabhagyam Jananam. Namaskaram to all the Astikas. We have been witnessing the beautiful marriage between Srimad Bhagavatam as a Purana by Shukabrahmam and Sri Mahabharatam as an Itihasa Bharata Panchamo Vedaha by Vyasacharya in these Dashakams. Bhattatri says, Salvo Bhaishmi Vivahe Yadubala Vijitas Chandra Chudad Vimanam Vindan Saubham Samayi Tvaivasati Kurumstvatpurim abhyavankshit pradyumyastam nirundhyan nikhila yadubhatairnyagrahi dugraviryam tasyamatmam dyumantam vyajanisa samaraha saptavimshatyahantaha saha salvaha mayi. That particular Shalva, who was endowed with all the magical powers, Yadu Bala Vijitaha, who had been conquered by the Yadava army. So that Yadava army who had conquered, Bhaishmi Vivahe Vindan. That particular Yadava army had conquered Shalva during Rukmini's marriage. Bhaishmi Vivahe Vindan. That particular Shalva who wanted to prove his power obtained through tapas the blessings of Shiva. Vimanam Saubham Chandrachudat. Chandrachuda, the one who has Chandra as his ornament, that Shiva gave him a Vimanam called Saubham. Abhyavangshi Tvatpurim, attacked your city, which is Dwaraka. Tvai Kurun Vasati, and you were staying in the land of Kurus. While you were staying in the land of Kurus, Pradyumnaha Nikhila Yadu Bhataihi. While you were staying that time in that land of Kurus, he attacked Dwaraka. Pradyumnaha Nikhila Yadu Bhataihi. Pradyumna, along with the entire Yadava Sainyam, Nirundhan tam Nyagrahit Dyumantam, halted him. He completely stopped him. He halted him and even killed Dyuman. Who is this Dyuman? Tasya Amatyam Ugraviryam. He was the minister with immense prowess. So Pradyumna was able to kill that minister. Such a Samaraha Vyajani, and the battle that ensued between Shalva and Pradyumna lasted for Saptavimshatya Hantaha. For 27 days that particular battle lasted. Tavatvam Ramashali Tvaritam Upagata Khandita Praya Sainyam Saubhesham tam nyarundhaha sachakila gadaya shargama bhramshayatte maya tatam vyahimsira pitava purastatvaya pikshanardham nagya ityahureke tadidamavabatam vyasayeva nyashidhat. Tavat tvam Ramashali. Thereafter, understanding that Shalva had attacked you along with Balarama, Upagataha Tvaritaha Nyarundhaha, you came quickly to Dwaraka, Nyarundhaha, halted. Tam Saubhesham Khandita Prayasainyam. You were able to halt that particular army headed by Shalva, which had almost been decimated by Pradyumna. Saha cha Gadaya Kila Abhramshayat. So this particular Shalva was no weak person. Along with his mace, Te Sharngam. So he indeed knocked down your Sharngam with his mace. Saha api vyahimsit tava purataha. But finally you were able to win over him, Krishna. Maya tatam. For you are the one who is the Mayi. Mayinam tu Maheshwaram, says Krishna. But for an instance, Kshanardham tat. For an instance, that Shalva made Krishna believe na Ajnayi Tvaya Api. As if he had killed Krishna's father Vasudeva, he made Krishna believe so. Ajnayi Tvaya Api iti ahuhu yeke. So say some. Some of them tell in such a way. Kintu Vyasaha yeva nyashedhit. Sage Vyasa himself had rebutted this. Tat idam avamatam. Now, what is the point? He says, avamatam, this opinion which is contrary to our thought of the Vedas and the Upanishads. What does Bhattatri want to hint? He is following the words of Vyasacharya, who too concurred with that thought, saying that Krishna for a moment himself felt duped and cheated. This Shalva was able to cheat Krishna. All that doesn't find resonance because they are against the very internal contradiction found in the Vedas and the Upanishads. So Krishna did not get cheated. But those people were able to show that Mayinam to whatever Maya Shakti they had so that it could achieve a certain purpose. But Krishna finally annihilated Shishupala, finally annihilated Shalva. So Krishna's son was able to bring an end to the minister and the army of Shalva. That is the truth. Bhattatri continues, Kshiptva saubham gada churnita mudaka nidhau mangshu salvepi chakre notkritte dantavaktraha prasabhamabhi patannabhyamunchad gadam te kaumodakya hato savapi sukridanidhischedyavat praptadaikyam sarvesham esha purvam tvaidhrita manasam mokshanartho vataraha saubham gada churnitam. When that aerial car which was broken into smithereens by your mace called Kaumodaki, because he had a certain car and vehicle that was bestowed, that was called Shaubha, bestowed by Shiva, that was broken into pieces. So Saubham Gada Churnitam, it was broken into smithereens by Bhagavan's Gada, Kshiptva Udaka Nidhau, and was thrown into the ocean. So it was thrown into the ocean. Salve api utkrite mangshu, when Shalva was also beheaded quickly. So like his entire vehicle and the army, Shalva was also thrown into the ocean. Salve api utkrite mangshu, when that Shalva was also beheaded quickly. Chakrena danta vaktraha abhipatan, when that chakra, when Sudarshana was able to also vanquish another person called Dantavaktraha abhitapan. Dantavaktraha. So there was a person called Dantavakra who was also able to get annihilated. Prasabham abhyamunchat te gadam, who was violently against you, he was brought to an end with the mace. Sukrita nidhi asau api, he must have been a repository of all the punyam that must have done in the past. Hataha kaumodakya. So Kaumodaki, Bhagavan's Gada is called Kaumodaki because he holds it, and that brings happiness to Sakshat Bhumi Devi. That Gada also brought happiness to him because it was able to push him and get his Atma liberated from the Pancha Bhautika Shariram. Hataha Kaumodakya Prapat Aikyam Chaidyavat. Like Chaidyavat, like Shishupala, Dantavaktra was also brought to an end. Like Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakeshipu, Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Shishupala and Dantavakra were also brought to an end, thereby achieving the purpose of 3 births as given as a Shapam to Jaya Vijaya. Yeshaha avataraha bhavati, this avataram of yours, hey Bhagavan, as Krishna, mokshanardham sarvesham, it seems it is giving moksha to all. Dhrita manasam tvai purvam, with their minds fixed on you for a very long time, it seems to be giving moksham to all. Tvayayate tajate kila kuru sadasi dyutake sanyatayaha krandantyam yajnasenyaha sakarunamakruthaha चेलमालामनन्ताम् अन्नान्तः प्राप्त शर्वांशजमुनिचकित द्रौपदी चिन्तितोऽथ प्राप्तः शाकानमश्नन् मुनिगणमकृथाः तृप्तमन्तं वनान्ते अथ त्वयि आयाते. On having returned to Dwaraka, Tvam Sakarunam Akruthaha Anantam. So, with compassion that seemed to be endless, you returned to Dwaraka because you were able to annihilate. Meanwhile, what had happened? Sabha Madhye, Draupadi was being humiliated. Then they were sent to the forest for 12 years of Vanavasam and 1 year of Ajnatavasam. Chelamalam Yajnasenyaha. So, Chelamalam Yajnasenyaha, those thousands of cloth, there's no end to it, that was given to Draupadi by Krishna, which seemed like his compassion which is endless. Kila Sanyatayaha. Now, when she was pawned in that Sabha Mantapam, Dyutake, it was a very fraudulent game of dice. It was not something that was played based on dharma. First of all, gambling is a dharma, and that too when you pawn such a Kulavadhu as one of the pawns, it is bad. Dyutake Jate Kurusadasi. Where did all this happen? In the very assembly of the Kurus, of the Kauravas. Krandantyam. And then when she cried for help, Athavanante, when she cried for help, she received loads of clothes as endless means of compassion. Athavanante, thereafter in the deep forest, Annanta Prapta Sharvamshaja Munichakita Draupadi Chintitaha. Sharvamshaja. Sharva Shiva. Sharvamshaja is an Amshaja of Shiva, which is treated as the son of Shiva's Shakti, which is Durvasa. When he was dispatched by the Dhartarashtra's to torment the Pandavas, he came seeking food. That is when, without checking with Draupadi, who was blessed with Akshaya Patra, Yudhishthira agreed. But when she found out that there was no food left, that is when she prayed to Krishna. Annantah prapta sharvamshaja muni chakita Draupadi chintitaha. How to treat him and how to be hospitable to his entire clan. When Draupadi was thinking of this, akrithaha muni ganam triptimantam. Those munis suddenly felt satiated. Their hunger was gone. How? Praptaha ashnan shakannam. Because Krishna appeared at that place and said, Draupadi, give me food. She said, I have no food to give to ourselves or anybody. How will I give? He said, no, there is one small remnant left in that Akshaya Patram. Give it to me. Shakannam. Some people say it could be rice. Some people say it is a part of spinach. So it is a certain leaf. Whether it was a leaf or a grain of food, Krishna consumed and gave satisfaction to all the rishis who had accompanied Durvasa. Praptaha ashnan shakannam, says Bhattatri in this shloka, and then continues. युद्धोद्योगे मंत्रे मिलति सति वृत फल्गुनेन त्वमेकः कौरव्ये दत्तसैन्यः करिपुरमगमो धूत्यकृत् पाण्डवार्थं भीष्मद्रोणादिमान्ये तव खलु वचने धिक्कृते कौरवेण व्यावृण्वन् विश्वरूपं मुनिसदसि पुरीं क्षोभयित्वा गतो भूः. अथ मंत्रे मिलति सति, when thoughts, when deliberations were on, युद्धोद्योगे त्वमेकः, towards a war effort, whether there has to be a war, you alone, tvam ekaha, you alone, Vritaha Phalgunena, sought the help of Arjuna, Datta Sainyaha Kauravye, and had given away the army to the Kauravas. You gave yourself to Arjuna, the army to the Kauravas. Agamaha Karipuram. Kari is Hasti, Hastipuram is Hastinapuram. So Krishna went to Agamaha, went to that Puram. Dutyakrit Pandavartham, for the sake of the Pandavas. He wanted to ensure that there is peace. Dutyakrit Pandavartham, for the sake of the Pandavas. Tava vachane khalu. Tava vachane khalu. So, considering your words, righteous words, Bhishma Dronadi Manye, Bhishma Drona gave due respect to Krishna's thoughts that there should be no war. Dhikrite Kauravena, when you were being continuously dejected by Duryodhana et al. Agataha Abhuhu Kshobhayitva, you returned having shaken up Purim Yavrinvan Vishwarupam Munisadasi by showing your cosmic form, trying to tell that if you disturb the Pandavas, you will meet your end because I am there with them. Your Vishwarupam Munisadasi was shown in the assembly of the sages. What happened after that? All that? The next episode.
कल्याणरूपाय कलौ जनानां कल्याणदात्रे करुणासुधाब्दे कंवादिदिव्यायुधसत्कराय वातालयाधीश नमो नमस्ते। नारायण 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 नारायण। रामचन्द्रं भावयामि रघुकुल तिलकम् उपेन्द्रं रामचन्द्रं भावयामि। Namaskaram to all the Astikas of the United States of America. This is the third leg of my tour in 2025. I will be extremely delighted, very humbled and honored to be visiting very many cities during this tour. There are about 9 programs which are titled Katha Nrityam. It is a combination of me speaking and Vidushi Ramya Ramnarayan dancing to it. The theme is Ramachandram Bhavayami. So, it is of course going to be a treat to the ears and to the eyes. Katha Nrityam. This is going to be held in 9 locations on the 18th of July at Chinmaya Mission Vrindavan in New Jersey, 19th of July at Rochester, New York State, and this is being organized by GC Vedic, followed by the event in New Jersey again at Morganville, organized by Golden Elephant Events. 24th of July, we will be presenting at Madison, Wisconsin, Milwaukee. So we will be presenting it at Milwaukee, followed by 26th of July at St. Louis, at the Murugan Temple of St. Louis. Then on the 27th of July at the Hindu Society of Minnesota in Minneapolis. On the 1st of August at Sri Sharadamba Temple, South Center in Houston. And on the 2nd of August at the Hindu Temple of Florida in Tampa. And the 3rd of August at Sri Ashtalakshmi Krishnalayam in Orlando. Well, these are 9 programs of Katha Nrityam. Besides, I will also be rendering discourses in English, independent discourses on 4 different topics at the SVBF Sharadamba Temple, North Center in Detroit between the 28th and 31st of July, and 2 days of lectures at the Hindu Temple and Culture Center of Long Island in New York State on the 21st and 22nd of July. So please do visit the respective posters to know the exact location, the venue, and the timings. Namaskaram. See you all soon.